Many of us have finished the first set and submitted, okay? Alright, you check whether you are ready to do so. Okay, so for a start, we'll do the quick revision and then we'll try to solve another few questions of the first set of word problems, okay, for volume. Then I want you to remember a learning point today, which I will share with you later on, before we do the activities on the computer. Okay, so looking at this particular page 41, the main focus here is wanting you to recall the basic items. So these questions on this page will come out in paper 1, booklet B, a 2-mark question, straightforward, or paper 2, the first 5 questions, quite straightforward stuff. If it's a calculator question, you know that it's probably the paper 2 question. Is that okay? Can everyone? By me setting up and getting ready, that's about like 2-3 minutes. There are 4 questions here. Were you able to solve it all? Aiden? Sorry? Calculator? Oh, you want to borrow calculator? Sorry, I thought I heard borrow Aiden. Why do you need borrow Aiden? You need to borrow calculator. How many do you need? Aiden, why you stand up? I'm not ready to lend you, you know. Even they want to borrow you, I'm not going to say yes, okay? Okay, you stand up and ready to go. What is this? No? Remember, it's my class, okay? Can I borrow one? Okay, please return later. Okay. What? I thought you also want to be left. Okay, can everybody? Kashi, okay already? Kashi, you want to do the explanation? No? You try, give it a try actually. I should have maybe borrowed, loaned out the microphones as well. Get some of you to try the recording. Page 41! I've said that 3 times. Page 41, the basic items here. I'm asking you to do this because I said, remember, these questions, if they come up, they are like straightforward 2 marks. Easy to get. Okay? The only slightly more complicated one is 4. A lot of people make mistakes with question 4. Correct, it should be 2 steps. But a lot of people, they do the cube root already, then they got an answer which is then they think finish already. But then there's an additional step, it should be 8 times 8 gives you 64 square meters. Because this is area. When I talk about cube root gives you volume straight down to the length. So I still need to do length times length to give me the square number. Okay, so this is the common mistake that happens a lot. Okay, 2 steps. Otherwise, are the rest okay? I want to find the shaded area. I take the volume, divide by the given measurement. The first volume measurement is a cube, and the second dimension is a single unit. So after dividing, you'll get an area that's square centimeter. So the idea is that we talk about length is a singular unit, cm, area is a square unit, cm times cm, volume is centimeter times centimeter times centimeter. So if I go dividing them, the units also change in the same manner. Okay? What is the answer for this one? Skylar, why don't you move to sit in front of Hershey? Okay, these are the questions you should try to score full marks in. Okay, done? So this one, straightforward, divide, you should get 72, right? Centimeters squared. Then this one you have the base area, that means the shaded part. So you just take the volume divided by the height. 840 cubed divided by cm. So you can see the cube divided by 1 unit of centimeter. The end up unit will be cm squared. Okay, this one should be 608. And then the last one here, the volume is 168 cm cubed divided by 3 cm. So it's like cube divided by cm, you get the end answer is cm squared. So divide by 3 will be 56. Correct? Yeah. Okay, the last one, this one is the most important one. Common mistake. Because after square root, you actually go straight down to length. Then from length, you still need to multiply. Okay, can? Okay, then we move on to try out one question. Okay, wait. I want to tell you about the learning point for today. To lead on with our Monday's learning. Monday we'll do the last set. Okay, I'm a bit reserved about taking out the last set now because I promised you guys that we'll use a bit of the device first. But I want to show you the important relevance with the learning point, which is on the next page. Now, take a look at page 42 and page 43. Okay? Why I particularly ask you to look at these two pages? Because there's this very important connection between these two pages. They are from the same chapter volume. So if you recall what you learned from Primary 5, the first part of the volume chapter, you learn about cuboid, length, breadth, height, centimeter cubed. Then on the right hand side, like B5, you learn the second part. The next set of word problems come in. What kind of volume are we looking at now? Volume of the tank. So to be exact, instead of volume of the tank, what goes into the tank? Water or liquids. Okay? So with that, the next learning point or the exam point that comes out for this topic of volume is under liquids, whereby the unit of measurement is liters. Now, then the word problems become harder because it involves the conversion of units. For example, from 28.8 liters, it gets converted to 28,800 cubic centimeters, cm cubed. It is different from the page just beside page 42, whereby the units of measurement meter, meter square, meter cube, cm, cm square, cm cubed. Here on page 43, the important points. So this set of questions will appear in either booklet B towards the back or paper 2 towards the back. If it's paper 2 towards the back, you will expect 4 to 5 steps because it will be a 4 to 5 mark question. What kind of steps do you involved? Number 1, I need to know conversion of liters to centimeter cubed or centimeter cubed convert to liters. What other skills will I possibly need for these higher level questions, level 2 word problems in paper 2? Fraction. So why these questions form 4 marks or 5 marks? For some of us, I really hope that you score in these questions, because this is that 1 or 2 questions that enables you to jump an AL level. You just get 2 of these correct, you can jump 1 AL level. Okay? One more skill required. Anybody can guess? This part of volume problems will see liquids. So you need to know conversion of units, liters to cm cube. You need to know fraction, because the tank may be filled, not filled to the brim, it may be half filled, 3/4 filled, 1/5 filled, whatever. Okay? So it's not a complete cuboid. There's one more topic that is often involved in this. Volume, one more. Rate. Who said rate? Just now someone said rate. 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 Yeah, I thought I heard ratio also. Someone said ratio. It's rate. You can see here. So when you talk about volume of liquids and filling up a tank, you can think of the term rate. Then you can see, okay, maybe not say ratio, but you can see that the ratio method also appear. That means I use unitary or use the equivalence arrow to solve problems. Okay? Can? So one of the homework I would wish that you could do this weekend is to go back and read the textbook for these harder questions, to see how every topic comes in after that. Very tedious 4 or 5 marks question. No need you to solve, give an attempt to read it. So next week we will be more ready to solve such questions. We aim to complete this next Tuesday. Okay? Then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, next, and we are aiming to finish it. Okay? Okay. Now we'll go back to the problems in the worksheet. You can see a lot more questions at the back. Okay. Now we are at the worksheet. We'll try one harder question, one easier question, then we do the computer. Okay? Okay. Yesterday we started with the harder question, then we do the easier question. Anybody tried this already? I've got this feeling that some of you might be able to do this already. Okay. Okay. So for this one here, it's a 2-step question. It's a similar question to the one on top, question number 1. It's a similarly 2-step question, but the first question is very friendly because it gives you part A, part B. Okay? The second question doesn't give you part A, part B, but is using the similar steps. So you can compare the questions. It has a square base. This one has a square side, the cuboid. The 2 opposite faces are squares, which is actually the same design as the question number 1. The base is a square. Okay? Then the ultimate question is asking for the length of the edge. I have the 1 dimension that is the length of the cuboid. So I have the volume of the cuboid. 2 of the opposite faces are square. We are asking for the length of one side of the square face. So when you see this, Would I be choosing cube root? Is this acceptable? No, this is not acceptable. Why is this not acceptable? It's not cube. Very good. So this is not the correct step. So one of the common mistake is to cube root this and then think you got the answer. Because you thought it's it, but it's not, it's a square. So the first thing you need to do is to use the measurements given. Okay? Okay? Now can you see why I asked you, I sequenced the revision question just now as a textbook question? Can? Okay? So the first part is to find the area of one square face. To find the area of one square face, I'll take the volume, divide by the length. So the volume is in cm cubed, the length is in cm. So when I divide, I should get cm squared. So it's 325 divided by 25. That will be, I left people my calculator already, I got a calculator. Okay, thank you. Okay, using Angel's calculator, 3025 divided by 25. The answer is 121. The unit will be cm squared. So we are talking about this shaded space. The square face has the area of 121 cm squared. I want to find the length, which is 1 edge. Strong wind. Yeah. Okay. Okay, use this. Okay, I just want one side. So for that side, I will choose to use from the area of the square. I will do a square root of 121. Now I'll use the square root function for 121. The answer is 11. So the length of the edge of the square face is 11 centimeter. Don't forget the centimeter. Okay, okay, happy? Similar to the first question in a way, right? You see the steps? Can you see? It's the same. It's the same. Very much wanted to let you try on your own too, actually. So doable for you. Okay, but I still gave you some assistance. Okay, moving on. Moving on, we have a harder question. Let's go to the harder question, then I leave the last question for you to try on your own. Do you have the level 3 question actually? I didn't give it to you, right? Yes. You have it? You have this one? Question you have? Okay, this one is optional. Question you can try, okay? You have it also? Okay. This question is optional. Answer, please try. This one. Okay, good. How many steps do you have? Huh? Oh, scare me. Your first word you say is one. Okay, you're counting. Okay. 5 steps, okay. Sounds more like a possibility. If you tell me 1 step, my tears will cry in 1 second. Okay? Not solvable by 1 step. Oh yeah, you have it because I gave question 44 to you. Page 44 to you. Okay, question 43 is optional. I will not go through this in class. I strongly encourage you to try. Question you should try. Question, you should try, okay? Answer says he has 4 or 5 steps, okay? Those of you who would like to try, take a note, it should be 4 or 5 steps as well. Okay, so we have the last 2 questions for this set. Question 3 and question 5. Okay, you have an option now. Option number 2, option number 1, okay, show your hands. Option number 1, I help you with 1 more question before we do the computer. Option number 2, you do everything yourself, we take the computer now. Yes? Okay. Okay. My dear, you will definitely be more than when you go to a level 3 question, you won't be one step. That's for sure. I don't have to look at it to know that there's some problem with it. Okay. How about this? If you are interested in me helping you, you carry on listening. Okay, I will go through one last one. You choose which question you want me to go through. Who wants questions? You want that one? Okay, so that one will take some time. Okay, who would like me to go through this question? Okay, Angel. Okay, maybe later Angel, I explain just to you. Okay, okay, optional. Or I can do a recording for it later. Question 5. Anybody wants? Needs 5. The easier one you can DIY, right? Okay. Okay, you can give it a try on your own. I think you can try first. Okay. Now. Yeah. Okay. So now I will ask who has already finished qubits. Okay. If you finish the qubits, then you can play the game first. Okay. I'll give you the QR code. But it's a computer. Okay. Those of you who have finished already your qubits, you can take the device and go onto the game. Then I'll share you the link on Google Classroom. Okay. Those who haven't done the qubits yet, can you please do the qubits first? Okay. Please, the first 2-3 rows can go and take the device first. To explain the harder question, I think question 5, question 3 is doable because it's a similar question to the ones in front. Find the volume already, then after that find the measurements. This is the question. I said, can you pause a while? Because I was very glad to have Ansel and Jaren coming to ask about the last question, and I was hoping that Angel and some of you can listen to it too. Now, I'm not going to explain question 3 because please take note, the questions are similar. You can do the 2 questions, you can do this question as well. Question 3. Question 5, I think is doable, go on your own. Now, yesterday I mentioned about this question and I drew it for you. That was the hardest question, the last question. I want us to take a look at this one now. So for this particular question, I just want to highlight a few important points. Now I will really urge everyone to give it a try. I don't want you to go away thinking that only Ansel, I think only Ansel can do it, only Jaren can do it, only Kershik can do it, only so and so can do it. No, everybody can try a hard question. Okay? Now, for this particular question here, we are talking about the rectangular containers and then small rectangular boxes. So earlier on, Ansel made the first careless mistake because he took the square face, square root it, and then turn it into a cube. So that was quite careless. I think you went on too fast in it. Okay? That's why I asked you, what's a rectangular box? So the first important understanding that the rectangular boxes refers to cuboids. So the interesting thing about this particular question is that Ali took the boxes and then arranged in the bigger container in the different ways. Now you can think about it this way. When Ali arranged the smaller boxes in the container in 3 different ways, it's basically giving us the clues to these 3 measurements called the length of the container, the height of the container, and the breadth of the container. Or let's verify in the order that we are used to. The length of the container, the breadth of the container, and the height of the container. That is exactly why the question is giving you this story. He placed the smallest boxes inside to give you a clue of the length, breadth and height. The first question talks about the greatest number of boxes to fill the container completely. The second one talks about the volume. Look very closely to the boxes. We are talking about the smaller boxes. The first thing Ansel did was to do a square root of 64. And then he get 8 centimeter. Then my question for you is, where is this 8 centimeter? It is the square face. So the 8 centimeter is that square face is 8 by 8. But it's a rectangular block. So if I zoom in to see where the 8 centimeter is, let's say I look at the extreme right diagram. This is 8 here, is 8 here, is 8 here, is 8 here. Because that's where the square face is. But it's a rectangular box, so this is not a square face. But we can find out this question mark, the length of the small rectangular box, by the other clues that are given. Here I can identify already that with the smaller boxes here, I can see that the height of the big container, the big container, that's 8 plus 8 plus 8, 24 centimeter. Now, then we refer to the other diagram that shows us the way the boxes were arranged here. This we can say is the length of the box, length of the container. And that is possible by recognizing that because of the square face here is also 8, 8, 8. So for the container, the length is also 8 plus 8 plus 8. Skylar, I'm on the worksheet. Are you on the worksheet? Yeah. This is a question I would like you to be able to score as well. So I can find out that the length of the container is also 24 centimeter. So here to here is 24 centimeter. The height of the container is also 24 centimeter. Now, with this, I just need the last measurement, which is the breadth. The breadth of the container is provided here. Which is an unknown. But that unknown requires us to know that little box here, what is the length? Now I am unable to know that dimension because it's not provided. But I can find that out by referring to the second and third way that Ali stacked the boxes. You can see that the small boxes 8, 8, 8 here, standing this way, is the same as the boxes lying on its length. So since this is also 24 centimeter, I can see that the length of the box is 12. So the small rectangular box is a 8 times 8 times 12. So here, this is 12, 12, 12, 12. So the breadth of the container That is 12 times 4, 48 centimeter. That gives us part B's answer, where the volume of the container is length times breadth times height, which is the measurements here, 24 times 24 times 48. Which I can press the calculator and give it the answer cm cubed. Now that brings us to the previous question, which is another question that you need to visualize. Is this okay? Now going back to question A. Going back to question A, I'm looking at finding out the number of smaller boxes that can go into the container. Which I will look at focus on the second diagram here, because it offers a good look on stacking the boxes. So my question is, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These 6 boxes form a layer in front. How many layers can I form behind? How many layers? This is the first layer. It's 6 boxes. What is the length of the orange line? What's the length of the orange line? Look at how the boxes are stacked up. It's 48. This is 48. Now, then the important part is here. How is the box standing? The box is standing. This is 8. 12 is here. So, how many layers of 8? Correct, 6. So actually 6 layers. So for A, it should be the first layer. 1 layer is 6 boxes. 48 is the length. Divide by 8 centimeter. I get 6 layers. So total number of boxes is 6 times 6, 36. I can also use the second diagram to help. So just now it just said 4. You can use 4. But the 4 is for the small box lying down. So if I fill in the boxes here, it's lying down here. And then it forms a third layer up here. So this is 9 times 4, also 36. Can you understand, Angel? Okay? I think this is a question that you can also solve easily. The rest of them, you can use some strategies, like the first part is to figure out here, this portion. If you can figure out the first portion here, you can score 2 or 3, 2 marks out of the 5 marks. Okay? Okay? Okay. Now, for the last part, I know many of you are ready and excited. Okay, I can give you about 5 minutes to try out the games on this page. Okay? Let me type the address big for you. The rest of the worksheet you can solve on your own. The rest of the question is not that difficult anymore. The next week we want to do the volume of liquid in tanks.